Check it real quick. Yep, it set me straight. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. And there's a couple of brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp. We got the Elder Taza Pa, and myself. And again, we back with another Thursday live, and the Wadi How Bashim Shai for opportunity, as always, to do this work. And Lord willing, I do say that every time, because every time we do put up lessons, get a chance to read, study, whatever it may be, that's a chance, man, of mercy right there. You see, but more so to be watchmen, to push out this word, to take part in edifying the elect. Remember, Revelation 19, I get that here in a few, but it says that the spirit of Yahushua, or the testimony of Yahushua, is the spirit of prophecy. And even Apostle Paul said one of the best gifts a man could covet after or even have is the gift of prophesying, man. You see? Which that shows that the Lord dealing with you on another level, but how much more taking part in not just knowing it for ourselves, but warning our people, man. You see, warning our people, and also as we warn our people, that go hand in hand with exposing Esau, exposing his plans, exposing the wicked, so on and so forth. So what the Lord got brothers doing, starting with the apostles of Great Millstone, the elders, the bishops, from brothers on down, right? Putting out news articles daily. You see, because he had these Edomites, these whistleblowers, these people who left, the inner circle, and now they blowing a horn on it. The Lord have it to where we will see the video or see the article and respond to it and tie it to prophecy, man. And then the elect get warned from there. Those on the outside get informed about what the so-called white man doing, man. You see? So it is a benefit of pushing out this word and constantly being aware of what's going on, keeping up with prophecy. Because we don't want to be caught on the outside when all these things go down. But if you got some Saquon, it's all you.
Yeah, this is Psalms 64, verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. All right, you go in on it.
Come, you see, it says they shall make them their own tongues to fall upon themselves, going into the wicked. And that's what they're doing now. Those people who was once in the inner circle, it got too wicked for them, and now they're coming out and they call them whistleblowers. You see, so those of Esau own nation, just like it's saying Lamentations, the 4th chapter, that at the same time the Lord was going to bring down Esau, he said that you was going to make thyself naked. You was going to expose yourself, man. And that's what we seeing. And the Lord allow his prophets to get a hold of that and warn the sheep and warn the sheep, just like Elisha did in 2 Kings, the 6th chapter, when he had the secrets of what the king of Syria was talking about in his bedchamber, and he was warning Israel. You see, so we're in those same times, man. And Shalom to all the Akim Akwat on the comment board. Yahweh Shemel Shabrakatham, and to the elder Yahshua Yahweh Shemel Shabrakatah, Shalom. But yeah, you got us, Zaquan.
Man, that whole chapter or that whole psalm goes into, with the news you got lined up. Man, I'm going to just read a little bit. Start at the top, Psalm 64 and 1, and just read a little bit. And as you go into those news articles, you'll see these verses come to life. We living in the time of prophecy fulfilled, or prophecy being fulfilled. So these scriptures are speaking, as Habakkuk told us in the 2nd chapter. They're speaking loud and clear. All right, this is not nothing that man wrote, because these words live. All right, real space and time. They are in the they are in effect. in everybody's lives, even those who say that they don't believe in this book, and this book is fiction, but this book is dictating your very life, regardless to what you believe. And I'll prove it. This is Psalm 64 and 1. Hear my voice, O power, or O God. In my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Now they whet their tongue, meaning they sharpen it. All right. So what does that mean? How do you sharpen your tongue? Well, it just means they, like the scriptures say, they frame it mischief by law. Well, they frame deceptive words to deceive. And those deceptive words are the very arrows that they shoot at us. All right, at the poor, at the as mentioned in Job 20, the wicked, which are in the Hebrew, that word wicked in Job 20, where it says, let me grab that.
I'm all.
Yeah, I'm all, but I'm trying to go to the scripture right quick.
Okay, I got you.
Oh, they ain't gonna know what I'm talking. Brothers gonna know, but the people not gonna know.
I believe it's Imal, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's the word is Imal, which means the sufferers. And that's us, the Hebrew Israelites, first and foremost. Everybody suffered at the hands of this devil, but we are the main targets. They target us first and foremost in everything. And you can read it out.
Okay, Khan. I just read the verse again. Job 20 and 22, it says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And that word wicked is H.
He got it right there. Go ahead,
So like it's H 6001 Imal. Yep. It says laborer, sufferer, wretched one, the workman. It says toiling, workman. He that laboreth, that is a misery, have taken labor.
Yeah, and that's funny because Paul said it's what's that, I'm sorry, not Hebrews, Romans 7, what is what, 23 or 24? He said, oh, wretched man that I am. I believe that's verse 24. Oh, wretched man that I am, you know. But the more fitting definition would be the laborers or the sufferers. That's us, all right? Because we suffered at the hands of this man's deception, his lies. Man, I've been, sharing stuff with brothers, these vaccines that they give us. Why did your parents take you to get vaccines? Because they fell for the deception. And they say all of the diseases that's in America, the Amish don't suffer from that because they don't get vaccines. All right, being dyslexic, ADHD, all these neurological issues and conditions, or even cancer. Cancer, was rare until, the early 1900s because they started vaccinating people. And I'm just using that. That's just one example. And that's just a proof of their deception and how we suffer at the hands of their lies. All right, I can be here till next week going into all of the shit that this man has, fed us, fed our parents, our grandparents. Look at, and I'm gonna give it back to you, but look at women's liberation. And how have we suffered since the 60s due to women's liberation? You see? But going back, Psalm 64 and 3, it says, who whet their tongue like a sword, right? Because when you tell lies, they sting, they jab, they can cut, all right? And cause you to lose your life. You can lose your life behind a lie. And then this is what they do. Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, which are what? Even bitter words. You see? So we're talking about this man and his power. All right. His power, he was blessed with the power of the sword, but he was also put on the earth to be the devil. Devil goes back to the Greek meaning deceiver. All right. And he has great power of deception. He is also the prince of the power of the air. All right. What do you get over the air? Everything. Shit. Your internet, your television, your radio, all that is transferred over the air. And if you think they're not controlling that, you crazy. And then it says in verse 4 that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. All right. And this devil has a whole a documentary, for lack of a better word, is called Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. All right. In which it details how they would implement this high-tech weaponry unbeknownst, all right, to the public. And we've been feeling the current condition that America is in shows you how these silent weapons have been at play. Okay, America is destroyed. People have, no moral compass. They get completely degraded, and everything here is defiled. But this is Psalm 64 in action. All right? No other book told you about this. No other passages, no other scriptures, no other manuscript, no other book could prepare you for this. But see, we here at Great Millstone, we are prepared because we have these words. And I got that revelation for you too.
Okay, Khan, I got a quick one. Elder Yashawambi had posted it to back up what you was going into on James. I mean, not James, but in Job
that's 20. A good one. James, yeah, that's a good one.
Khan, I read it. You can speak on it. This James chapter 5 and verse 4. It says, "Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is kept back, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth."
And I always precept that when I go into, but I didn't want to be too long with it, but that's the perfect precept for that Job 20 that you read. All right, because it tells you the laborers have cried. Why? Because they're suffering. Okay, we suffer greatly here. I mean, every day. And I understand the frustrations of the people, like old boy who jumped at that judge. I understand these frustrations.
Mm-hmm.
But as I was telling brothers last night at class, these words give us comfort, and according to Isaiah 33:6, they give us stability. These people who want to turn their back on this word, they don't have that. So they end up bugging out, wigging out, doing some stupid shit, and getting themselves deeper in Esau's trap. See, all of these things that Esau got set for us, because he knows we're emotional, he knows we're easily triggered, he has all of these traps and pitfalls ready for you niggas. So until you learn, to control your emotions, which you're not going to do it, there's nothing in this world that can help you. This word, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, helps you. All right? But it says, going back to Psalms, did you want to say something on Job? I mean, on that, James?
You got it.
All right, Psalm 64:4, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. All right? It said they encourage themselves in an evil matter. That's what they've been doing at Davos every year, the past, a few decades maybe. They've been encouraging themselves in all of these evil matters. All right, the WWEF. All right, the WHO. And I ain't talking about the group. I'm talking about World Health Organization. All right, what's that over in Atlanta? The Center for Disease Control. All these people, they just encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately, you see. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. when the Most High shoot, he don't miss. And he ain't got to hide, and he ain't got to have no secret counsel. He told you in this book. And guess what? The elites know, and the elites believe. Why you think they going underground? Why you think they're building bunkers and hiding? All right, because they fed you that lie that this book was nothing, that this book was man conceived or conceived by man. But the elites at the top, oh, they know and they believe. And that's why they've been working around the clock trying to get out of their judgment. And it's not going to happen. This is going to come to pass. Verse 7, but the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away, and all men shall fear and shall declare the work of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. And that's the 144,000 and the rest of the elect, as well as the rest of the 1/3. So whenever you're ready for Revelation, you let me know.
Kanye, you can go ahead bring it out right now. We can hop into the news because again, prophecy. That's why we invested into this, man. Yahweh Shai, when he was on the earth, what he was invested to was the spirit of prophecy, man. He was focused on either taking part in the Most High word being fulfilled or watching it daily, it come to pass, man, or seeing a build up to it where we here today as his servants, man. And like we always say, whether it's the big things or the small things that's in the news, it all go equate unto that final event being played out, man. You see? But you can go ahead with that, Zaquana. We can hop into it.
That's right. All right. Revelation chapter 19, verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. For the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy.
The testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy, man. You see? And that's what we're on earth. That's why, you know, you ask Christians, and it's funny because you ask Christians, and they, you know, the biggest Jesus believers. But when you start going into prophecy, they get all uncomfortable, man. Which show they don't got the testimony of the Lord. You will be on earth right now, focus on the things that's set to take place, so you can know how close the Lord coming even is. Like it said in 2nd Ezra 9. Because at the end of 2nd Ezra 8, he said, look, Lord, you showed me all these things that was going to befall the people in the end of the world, but exactly what time? He wanted to know the year, exactly when it was going to happen. Then in chapter 9, the Most High said, look, I ain't going to tell you, measure out the time diligently in itself. Everything I showed you, everything you seen, when you see it coming to pass on the earth, then you know it's that time. So that's why we're excited as believers, because everything we've been prophesying about that's written in these scriptures that the Lord said was going to happen, that was written thousands of years before this, is actually playing out. Habakkuk 2 is speaking, man. You see? And again, the worse it is in this world, the better it is for us. So let's hop into it. So this is so first article for the first segment, as you see, it says psycho behavior is on the rise. And again, this is according to prophecy. Even the small things. Because, you know, it'll go into, and I mind you, just to say this, what the apostles, elders, brothers bring out on these lessons going into the news, like Paul said in Hebrews 11, time would fail us if we try to touch on everything. It's so much going on in the world, man. So much going on in the world. But it says psycho behavior. Now, this is from naturalnews.com. This was put out on the 23rd, so 2 days ago. It says psychopathic behavior on the rise as society descends into free fall collapse. Now, I got that definition of psychopathic pulled up.
Yeah, what did it say? I know that the Edamon should be soul disease. The psycho deals with the soul path, where you get pathology is the study of disease. It should be a soul disease, but I want to see what they say.
I'm gonna read this Google one real quick, and I got you on that etymology. So quick Google, it says psychopathic. It says affected by constituting a chronic, mental disease with extreme or violent social behavior. So, in other words, your mind, like Jersalente said, when people have nothing else to lose, they lose what? They mind. They go psycho. That's a second Esdras 5. When
Right.
truth be taken away, it says incontinency will be increased and unrighteousness will be increased as well. Matthew 24, we're gonna get that. It says the love of many shall wax cold. People go turn psycho. It says characterized by or exhibiting unstable and aggressive or obsessive behavior. So we see in the spirit that this, when we read the scriptures, how I say people go be in Jacob's trouble. The point is, it's starting right now. So this could very well be, as the Apostle Paul said, 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. It's starting. The Lord turned the spirit up on these people right now, man. So on the etymology online, yep, here you go. It says psycho. It says word forming element meaning mind, mental, spirit, unconscious.
From psyche, soul, the soul.
Yep.
And I don't see. It don't go in the path, huh?
Let's see. Psychopath.
But we don't have to go into that. Yeah, that's all right, Doc.
It says psychopath 1885 in a criminal psychology sense, a morally irresponsible person, right? A person who lacks self-control. Considered as mentally deranged, one who obeys his impulses regardless of social codes. Second Esdras 5 all day. But y'all don't see path.
Yeah, they don't. It's all
path,
good.
that.
We get back to that news.
Okay, con. So going back to it, let's read a little bit of it. So it says psychopathic behavior on the rise as society descends into free fall collapse. And guess where it's happening at? It says the United States has entered what one media source describes as the middle stages of a full-scale economic and social collapse, as evidenced by the increasing prevalence of psychopathic behavior in public. Because we get to the point to where people ain't ashamed to do nothing no more, man. You got men in the store, in grocery stores, in Target, during the daytime while the sun out, trying to grape women, while people just walking the aisles, hopping on women, trying to grape a woman, man. All in the subways. You see stealing, killing, or murdering. You got Jews coming out of tunnels. You see? So a lot of these things are happening, and we ain't even hit hard times yet. It says over the past.
You know what movie forecast that?
What's that?
And the elite, brought some of this about through their sorcery. It was the Joker, because he's a textbook psychopath, and in the movie they he was celebrated. If you watch the movie, at the end, he was celebrated. They made him a hero. The psychopath became the hero. But yeah, it's interesting how life imitates art and vice versa. But go ahead,
Real quick, the brother Daniela, he posted the definition for psychopathic, and I think this along the lines of what you was looking for. It says pertaining to or of the nature of psychopathy from 1847. It says on model of German psychopathisch from Greek Psych meaning mind, or pathos suffering. So it means
Suffering.
your mind is suffering. You got it.
Yep. No, you got it.
Con.
So
So again,
when you suffer, you're at dis-ease.
mm,
Yeah.
yep. Hey shit. It's also in prophecy. What it is, Isaiah 24. Elder Yashawama went into a lesson before how it came out. The people suffer from a new disorder called languishing, man. Because look, people are really real life suffering. Food, look, the food ain't beneficial no more. No vitamins, no things you need, to help your body. Then it's more expensive. People look being worked to their wits end, you know. Life getting hard for everybody. And then in 2024, they're gonna make it more harder. Like the scriptures say, it's gonna be as a woman in travail. The closer every day come, the harder and the worse life gonna get for these people. And that's what's gonna light that fire under them, as the elder was going into earlier, Job 20, to have these people revolt against the government, man. They're gonna get tired of it. So that's goes along the lines of what we ain't just talking about just cycles, just touching on news. No, this is gonna lead to something. You see, psychopathic behavior gonna lead to something, man. Gonna lead to all out chaos. So it says over the past 10 years, there has been a dramatic uptick in mass violence and theft across the country. And the advent of social media is fueling these types of incidents, which can now be organized quickly and efficiently online with large numbers of people. And that's been another thing talked about in the news, and not even in the news, take it a step further at the WEF meeting. What's one of the, I think they gave a top three of the main things that they facing as the elites that's going on, and one of them was misinformation
Yep.
and information against the higher ups. You see,
Yep.
so they're gonna start pushing these things out and blaming it on social media and saying, look, they can gather, they can cause uproar. So that make it even more suspicious. Don't you find it suspicious? Chief Ephraim, the stunt he pulled. He gathered on, he used that social media to, not to speak on it, but stuff like that. They're gonna use those events to take away, for example, the prophets, man. You know, but it says, but that's not only, it says the advent. Let's read that again. The advent. It's like you had something, Zaquan. I'm getting a little excited.
Go ahead, bro.
Kind of says the advent of social media is fueling these types of events, which can now be organized quickly and efficiently. Bring the soda cans and efficiently online with large numbers of people. It says riots, looting, and other civil behavior are fast becoming a hallmark of the new America, which is basically a third world country where the gap between the haves and the have-nots is growing exponentially, due in part to inflation and other forms of financial terrorism, man. Now, if I can, I want to get a quick precept.
Damn.
Yeah, you got it if you was gonna say so.
Now, where you going?
Matthew 24, real quick. I want to get this in a blue letter.
Verse 12. You want verse 12 or?
Con.
Yeah, I got it already. And this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
So that word iniquity
Let me get
is
13.
G.
Let me get 13 right quick,
Okay,
brother.
Salaki, you got it.
But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right.
So it says, and because iniquity shall abound, and I mind you, this is the time of end time prophecy. Remember this in this chapter, Yahweh Shai gave events that was going to take place during 70 AD, but it also says, they asked him, and what's the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? Right? So as he was going into it, it says, and because iniquity shall abound. Now, when you go into the word iniquity, it's G458 is anomia, and it says the condition of without law. Because of violating it, violation of law, it says, right, violate, in other words, lawlessness. And that's what they kind of explaining. how these people reacting, they don't care about what's going on. So because lawlessness increasing, the love of many waxing cold. Now I want to go into that word cold. Now shout out to the elder Yashawama because I seen he brought this out. Because again, go back to the title just to show you his prophecy. It says what? Psychopathic behavior on the rise. So people becoming psycho. And the scripture says, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So people love is waxing what? This that word cold in the blue letter. It's G5594. And what it say? What that word is? Psycho, man. Psycho. Because iniquity abounded, because life getting hard for people. So people got to go to robbing, stealing, you see, lying, so on and so forth. In this world, as life getting hard, you can't trust nobody, right? The love of many, once talk to your neighbor, stop by the mailbox. Now that's waxing cold. People don't care no more, man. People mind is going psycho. Let's see what's
Yeah,
psycho.
yeah, I see so much shit, man. You forget about a lot of things. But just this week, I saw a news article where this dude shot his roommate about a remote over a remote, and I guess the guy was asleep. His roommate came and asked him about the remote. He shot his roommate dead and went back to sleep.
Damn.
That's psychotic.
Decent.
He shot the man in his house, the man did, and he goes back to sleep. And we remember the whole Popeye shit, the chicken sandwich shit. This is so much. You can't even remember it all. Your brain blocks some of that shit out to keep you from bugging out. But go ahead,
I'm gonna get it. Real quick. I'm gonna get straight to the point. This second Ezra 14 and verse this is GNT, straight to the point. 14 and verse 16. It says, you have seen many evil things already, but far worse things are about to happen. And that's the time we in. That's the time starting with the apostles to Hall, from the apostles on down, man. That's the spirit we've been pushing out. Yeah, we've seen a lot happen. Yeah, we've seen the CV, the lockdowns, but we telling the world more things are about to happen. And look, it's not just that more things about to happen as far as the things before, more earthquakes and famines and uproars of the people and lockdowns. Remember, it's going to be new things, man. It's going to be new events, strange things that even we going to be scratching our head like, man, you see, that's the time we in. So we about to start seeing, again, going back to this psychopathic behavior. In Sirach, I forget what chapter it is. If a brother want to throw it on the chat, when they say it be spirits created for vengeance. So it's spirits on these people, or who in these bodies of these people that was created for vengeance. The point is, it says, and in their time, roughly paraphrasing, in their time they lay on sore strokes and fury. So you got these spirits that the Lord created for vengeance in these people. It's just a certain time when whatever gonna happen to ignite that and turn that on. That's it. And we in the times where people push to their wits end once again. They back against the wall. The simple thing, if you cut somebody off in traffic, it could be this man worst day and he had enough. He already had the gun on his lap. He just had enough. You cut him off. Now he following you. So it's going to be a time when these spirits that's in these people that's already ready to spaz out is going to be something that's going to happen, whether it's going to be every day or with the government, that's going to turn these spirits up in these people, man. That's all we waiting on. They already got the psycho in them as we reading it, and Yahweh Shah prophesied about it,
Yep.
But I'm gonna finish this. It says 2 Ezra 14 and 16 in the GNT. You have seen many evil things already, but far worse things are about to happen. And as the world grows older and weaker, the evils that will come upon its people will multiply. You see, so we definitely in an exciting time, man. That's pretty much. I read a little bit, we can move on. Nah, that's pretty much it on that. I'll throw it in the chat. Y'all can bros can check out the rest.
That's right, and ultimately That's the Most High. He's using Esau to bring about all of these psychopaths, you know. But ultimately, that's the Most High's will. As we just read the prophecy, that the love of many is going to wax cold. We see that. All right, we are living that. So you got it, brother.
Kind of real quick, the brother Ahaba Moth threw it up, Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28. It says, now check this out. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance. And it ain't just talking about spirits of just, you know, the left hand angels, you know, apparitions and so on and so forth. No, ain't just spirits that's in animals. No, spirits that's in people too. Hey, the Apostle Gabal often mentioned Jeffrey Dahmer, you know, which Dahmer goes into blood. That was a person, a spirit created for vengeance. So it says there be spirits that are created for vengeance. Here it is, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their wrath. So it's a specific time. The spirit already in them and created, but it's a time that they're going to pour out their destruction, right? And appease the wrath of him that made them, man. So we're in a time, and it is even a time of Jacob's trouble. But we're in a time where the law going to let these people loose, man. You see?
Yeah, and we always think about the left, but the same thing is going to play out on the right. What you think when the Most High lift up a standard? What you think brother's going to be doing? Putting in vengeance. Like you said, at a specific time that the Most High got set. You know, so it ain't just, well, yeah, it's going to be on the right and the left because certain brothers going to be activated and go in due time. You know, with all the elect ultimately, but in that time of Jacob's trouble, you know, yeah, somebody gonna fuck with the wrong brother at the wrong time, and it's gonna be just like the Matrix. That brother gonna come online, and it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be hell to tell the captain.
Con, you ask something else?
No, I was waiting on you, brother.
Okay, so like I thought you had a precept or something. So we'll move on. I threw that in the chat, you know, if y'all want to read the rest. And it kind of goes into it, like you got a little video right here. For an example, the times we in. So Edomite lady got her ass beat. I'll go ahead and show it. Hold on.
Injured from the group beating they took along the street through downtown Saturday night. Her boyfriend is still bloodied and injured from the group beating they took along the street through downtown Saturday night. The shrieking is the sound of pure panic in this cell phone video shared by CWB. That's Ashley Knutson at the center of.
Look at her. Esau. Yeah, man, that's the time we coming in, you know? You see, the law about to let, man, these psychos loose in the world, mainly here in America, loose in the world. So again, that's going to lead to what? Civil War 2.0. These cycles, you know, and what else been in the news, which takes us to the next segment. It says 2024 Purge election year with a question mark, you know. Now, again, remember, that was just a movie, Purge the election year, where they had the purge. All chaos broke out the year of the election. Things went down. It kind of halted the election. You see? And again, it's not a coincidence, but for the sake of the saying, what a coincidence that the Apostle Sahar named this year, 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. Everything just falling into place, man. And it's looking and sounding good for the believers of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Because again, the worse it get in this world, the better it is for us. Now, again, it's going to be things that could lead to this. So in this segment, I'm going to play, and we'll just kind of flow through this, see how it go. So it's this video from Kitco News was put out. Now, this is Gary Cardone. He got his brother, what his name? damn, forget his something Cardone, Gavin Cardone or something like that. But they known for investments and retail, so on and so forth. And he was saying how a Black Swan event, which we've been talking about for the past couple of weeks, that's gonna come. He said, but how that event could derail the 2024 elections. You see, but also this is another thing. Before we get into that, we're gonna highlight it. And even speaking on that, it ain't just that he's saying that too. What we'll play, it ain't just that he's saying that and a couple other people saying it. But again, we also gotta go back to the ones who it came from first. Klaus Schwab said it 7 years ago. How technology gonna eventually get so advanced that look, hey, it may not be an election soon. I'm just saying, just in case. That's how he was putting it. It may not be. And see the excitement on his face because at this point in time, this is when he said it, right? So again, they saying it, people saying it, but we'll see is the point. So let's hop into this because this is also hitting on prophecy. So this is from RT News. This was put out today, a couple hours ago. Damn. Hold on, let me get my charger. Salaki, hold on real quick. All right, so this is from RT News. This was put out today, January 25th, and it says Civil War 2.0. What's behind the latest escalation between Washington and Texas? Now I'm sure brothers been saying in the news that with the immigration problem at the border. Now how they've been having all kind of people just storm into America at these borders, and not just South America or Central America people, which is the Northern Kingdom of Israel, but also you've been having these, as they would call them, Middle Eastern people, certain Chinese people coming from within certain borders. But Texas saying, look, we had enough of our borders just being open. We can't get down with what y'all saying, America or government. So now you have people out there doing what they want to do. And again, this is also prophecy, which Howard Shah said, a kingdom divided against itself can't stand. This also in certain movies, certain Purge movies. How I think in Purge election year, Zaquan, if I'm not mistaken, how it said how Texas and California succeeded the U.S. or something like that. Roughly paraphrasing, but you got it.
Yeah, I can't remember, but there has been reports also that one episode that Mike Adams, the health ranger, had where he had a guy who did security detail for the buses that was shipping these people from the border to New York, Chicago, and different spots in between. He said that there's also Russians coming over. So we just totally invaded. It's just wide open. And let's go back to, like I said, keep in mind, as I said, as the brother going to this news, keep in mind Psalm 64. Because all this stuff is being done privately, or in secret.
Mm-hmm.
This is an invasion. And I said it before, I say it again, at the time of when the Pandemia was in full effect, I said this is a siege. America is being besieged. They had the ports were closed and the borders was wide open. But now it went from a siege to a full-on invasion. And this is war. This is war. And people so goddamn asleep that they don't even know that they're at war. War is being waged upon them. Mm-hmm. And your options right now are bleak, to say the least. All right. If there was to be an election, you don't have much of a choice. You got the choice of a dictator or a puppet, which is the dictator would be a puppet also. But you people are done. And I was thinking about, by the way, just to give some biblical reference of what I was saying earlier about them spirits of vengeance, I was thinking about Jehu. All right, if for those of you familiar with the story of Jehu, the Most High set up a prophet to anoint Jehu to take out King Ahab and his family. what really, because King Ahab was gone, I believe, already, but Jezebel and the rest of King Ahab's family. All right. And the Most High told the prophet, when you anoint this man, straightway get the hell away from him. Why? Because the Most High put a spirit of vengeance on Jehu. And he was like a Jason and a Michael Myers, all in one. That man was unstoppable. So, but yeah, brother, go ahead.
Con, I'm trying to find a video so I can pull it up, but I know the elder bro Amawan Gabal, he posted it, but I don't remember which exact page it was. But I'm sure y'all seen it was a little clip, a little short of one of these so-called immigrants coming into America, and now you had these American Edomites, these old white boys. You had these American Edomites. They on camera talking about, oh, look how privileged they think they is, so on and so forth. And so the dude got pissed off, and you could tell he was serious. And he was like, man, you don't know who you're talking to. He was like, man, you don't know who I am. He was like, I ain't one of these people out here. He was talking about like a real regular immigrant.
Yeah, he said, you'll find out, though. He said, you're going to find out who I am.
Find it. Man, if a brother like Shamawan somebody on here, Baba Kashab, y'all can find that vid, bro, and text it to me. Kassad, Yakinan, one of y'all brothers, Rock. If y'all can find it and text it to me. But he was like, Baba Kashab.
He was Russian. Was he Russian? I don't know, or Middle East.
They had information on him. I think he was like caught up like a Middle Eastern, but I know he was the head of a TERR, IS group. He just got let out of jail or whatever. He just got let out, but he was the head of this group. You see, so he was telling them straight up, look, I ain't one of these little regular terrorist people out here, man. I don't think I'm like that. He's like, but you go find out soon exactly who I am. So again, it's not just innocent and impoverished citizens just looking for an escape. No, man, this is being set up. One, America letting them in, and that's why people like Texas and other states go eventually have a problem with it and go want to do their own thing. I'm gonna read a little bit, and we could kind of move on. So it says, Silver War 2.0, what's behind the latest escalation between Washington and Texas? And mind you, Texas ain't gonna be the only one. You're gonna have states following their lead. It says a feud over the nation's border crisis has become a test of whether a state can defy the federal government to protect itself. It says an escalating feud between the U.S. President Joe Biden and Texas Governor Greg Abbott over the nation's border crisis has emerged as a major test of where federal authority ends and when a state can defend its own interests. In other words, we don't need you no more. We can do it. You see? Hey, shit, Texas already got his own power grid, which is weak, but it says not unlike the impasse that triggered the American Civil War. Let me see what that word is. It says
impasse,
a situation in which no progress is possible, right? Deadlock. So it says, not unlike the impasse that triggered the American Civil War, at issue is Abbott's deployment of National Guard soldiers and state troopers to stop a stream of illegal aliens flooding into Texas in defiance of federal jurisdiction over the border enforcement. The state troops seized control of a park on a Texas-Mexico boundary earlier this month, blocking U.S. Border Patrol officers from accessing the site and stringing concertina wire to seal off a popular crossing point for illegal immigrants. It says, and Biden's administration won a Supreme Court ruling on Monday upholding the right of federal authorities to dismantle the border barriers put up by the state. So this went to the Supreme Court, So, and look, Biden them one, you got us, Aquan.
No, you good, brother. I just said, I'm agreeing.
Oh, Salaki. It says, so look, Biden and the government won. So, Texas go feel some type of way. You already know these Texans, especially these Edomite Texans, right? The mindset, everything's big in Texas and so on and so forth. So they ain't just going to let this happen, lay down and let this happen. So who knows how this going to increase. So look, America going to war overseas. And now you got to worry about even your own states. And this another thing. Because, Texas, that's a lot of Trump supporters. What do you say, a red state? You're going to have a lot of states already because you have these certain states, they don't want to either put Trump on a ballot or they got a problem with him running for office again. Now, a lot of these states got a problem, and eventually, say if they don't and this is what he kind of go touch on Gary Cardone. You see, like he was like, look, say if Trump died, say if something happened, then what? So you see, a lot of these things could lead to one election not happening, or even if it do, man, it's gonna be some chaos this year. And again, it's not a point of if no more. Will all hell break loose, or will an event take place? It's when now, man. When now? I highly believe. I highly doubt the Lord gonna let us out of this year with nothing happening. We just gonna get by, still posting on YouTube, still looking at the news, man. You see? So it says, I'll read this last little part and we can kind of move on. I got a quick precept. It says Abbott set down his battle lines on Wednesday, announcing that Texas will continue. Announcing that Texas will continue to defy Biden on border security. We ain't listening. It says, regardless of the court ruling, we're not listening to the Supreme Court ruling. And once other states see this, they're going to get down with it. Other red states. Because look, everybody that follow Texas, people already coming over here to stay in Texas to get out of Cali and so on and so forth. They going to get on board, man. So America be going to war overseas, and they got to worry about domestic terrorists and their own citizens as domestic, opposition. It says, regardless of the court ruling, because the federal government has shirked its constitutional duty to defend the state. In lieu of Washington fulfilling its obligations, the governor claimed the state's right to defend to self-defense supersedes all federal laws, man.
That's right.
You see? You got it.
That's like I believe you brought that out last week, Isaiah 10. That's another righteous decree. But yeah, we didn't have to get it, but yeah, that's an unrighteous decree. You got something, Mike?
I got what Yahushua said about the kingdom divided against itself.
All right, go ahead then.
Oh, you had that one?
No, I ain't have nothing.
Okay, I get straight to the point with it. This is Matthew 12 and 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom, so everyone, including America, this is a kingdom. So this pertains to even America. It says, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And this, what we just read, this is an example of America being divided against itself. I'll throw it in the chat too, so brothers can get that. That's a good one too, that Isaiah gotta snag that. But it says, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And every city or house, we could throw state in there, right? But every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And look, within the kingdom, you got states against the kingdom, the government, and within states, you got people against the state. One Democrat, one Republican. You see, one this, one that. Well, I'm a she, her, and don't call me he. All kind of nonsense. So everybody at their wits end mentally, man. Right. Physically too in America, but mentally, you got it, Zaquan.
Yeah, no, you good, bro. Yeah, that's right. Quick. Esau got everybody divided. Yeah, that brother had posted that scripture. I think that's the one you had lined up.
That Isaiah 19?
19, yeah.
Can I read it? You can speak on it. This Isaiah 19:2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and
That's
they
right.
shall fight every man against his brother, and every man against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Yeah, and that Egyptian, you can find who that's talking about in Revelation chapter 11 in verse 8, which says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is America. America once was that great city that everybody patterned itself after. Why do you think all these skyscrapers in all these cities all over the world, everybody dressing in suits and ties? All right, because they're emulating America, the USA. This is that great city. And at what, late 1800s going into the 1900s, you had this massive influx of people from all over the world coming over here to get a piece of that American dream. Yeah, this is that great city. All right, in Revelation 11:8. And their dead bodies, whose dead bodies? The dead bodies of the children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans predominantly. All right. But we know that we're scattered throughout all four corners of the globe, and we look like a lot of these heathens. But some of these people who look like heathens could actually be Israelites. But, we're talking right here in America, our dead bodies being because we're spiritually dead. All right. And I spoke about people being asleep and not even knowing that we're at war. That's what dead people do. They sleep. All right. They put right on their tombstone, R.I.P. And my loving husband, the world's greatest mom, rest in peace.
Who this guy is, but he's
because the dead sleep. So it's talking about a spiritually or a spiritual death of these people, the people of Israel. All right. So it says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, US of A, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. All right, by way of religion, plantation Christianity. Yahushua was crucified through plantation Renaissance, plantation Christianity. Our Lord was crucified again, a second time, but spiritually. All right, and that's why we're dead spiritually. All right, but those, whom the Most High wanted to wake up, He gave us our Lord back. He woke us up to these scriptures through the truth, or to the truth through the Holy Spirit, that we could know who our Lord is and know that He lives so that we could live. But 2/3 of our people are still asleep. All right. And the point there being, of course, is that America spiritually is Sodom as well as Egypt. All right. And the reference there is because you have the whole house of Israel in captivity in America, or North America mainly, all 12 tribes, just as we were in ancient Egypt. And there will be a great exodus. Let me put it this, an even greater exodus out of this Egypt than the one before.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is Egypt. So that's what it meant. That's what it meant when the Lord said, I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Yeah, not the actual Egyptians. It's talking about you spiritual Egyptians here in Babylon. So you got it out.
Kind of found that video too. I'll play it real quick about that dude. It says border crossers crossers are making promising threats.
The nigga look like a general or something. Go ahead though, right?
I'll play it. Let's see.
he seems to think he's somebody.
By the way, if you are smart enough, you would know who I am. but you are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're gonna know who I am. You're gonna know who I am. Very easy. Very easy. The entitlement. The entitlement. No, believe me, I'm much better than that.
What should really concern you is why a guy that seems so educated, clean cut, would need to cross the border illegally.
Yeah, like Myron from Fresh and Fit, older friend. He CIA, he was CIA too. But he like an older Myron. But look, I got his information. So the I ain't got it pulled up right now. I can pull it up. Hold on. Let me see. So awakening. Let me see if it'll pull up real quick. Cause look, this is just ain't it just ain't a random immigrant. He's struggling. You see, so he got to come to America to get a hotel. So let's read about him. Where is that? I know he posted it. Come on now. All right, hold on. Hold on, we almost there. All right, here we go. So it says, still don't think it's an invasion. Let's see if you live up to the hype. And I think he got like you can slide over. Fuck, man. His pictures. So you can read about his name and shit. If it don't work, it's my laptop tripping. I'm gonna just read it. And so y'all can look it up. But his name is his name. Movsum, Movsum. That's his first name. Movsum, Movsum. Right? Movsum, and his last name is Samadov or Samadov. And that's Samadov. Samadov. Right? Now it says what it says about him. It says he's Muslim, right? And he's the leader of a group, and he's known for arms trafficking and illicit use of weapons, criminal premeditation, conspiracy, terrorism, right? Treason, sedition, unlawful disobedience. So this ain't no just regular man coming over here. He the head of something, and it says, right. He's a threat, in other words. So the point is, these people are coming over here, man. So you think, Americans just go sit back? No, they go fight to defend themselves, even if it is fighting against Americans themselves, man. Even if it is fighting against the government themselves, man. The people already at their wit's end. But you got something, Zaquan?
No, it's about to go down, man. Because, we've been speaking about these sleeper cells here in America. So when they start sending the top guys, that means it's about to go down. The sleeper cell's been in place. So I'm guessing that now they're about to receive their commands. If this guy is high up on the food chain, as you're saying, he's probably coming with their marching orders. So I say this: we're in the time of war, so you got to start thinking warlike. You got to be the general. You got to think strategically, as well as Jim Willie was just talking about this morning, man. Critically, you got to start thinking critically, because the times are critical. So yeah, we ain't in Kansas, as they say, anymore. Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. So again, I'll play a little bit from this Gary Cardone video from Kitco News. So we see what could lead to, as they say, a 2024 election could be even canceled. It might not even get to it. We see what's happening within states, right? The government in Texas. But let's see a couple other things he gonna kind of name that could take place in order to derail, or a black swan event that could derail the 2024 election.
Is straight.
And you could look at him, you could tell he worried, he going through it. I was looking at the comments, there was like, man, he's stressing. Hey, Esau is stressing.
Bitcoin going into a 2024, which, as I've touched on, has many volatile triggers, lots of known unknowns and also unknown unknowns. I mean, as I touched on at the top, we know the Fed is most likely going to pivot. We are anticipating big changes for the US economy, some saying hard landing, some saying soft landing. Who knows? We've also got major geopolitical tensions, as I touched on, everything from the Israel-Gaza war to Russia-Ukraine war going into its second year to escalating tensions with China and Taiwan, with President Xi saying.
So look, before they even get to what could take place, she naming off stuff that's going on now. Let's play it back a little bit more. So it's a lot.
Triggers, lots of known unknowns and also unknown unknowns. I mean, as I touched on at the top, we know the Fed is most likely going to pivot. We are anticipating big changes for the US economy, some saying hard landing, some saying soft landing. Who knows? We've also got major geopolitical tensions, as I touched on, everything from the Israel-Gaza war to Russia-Ukraine war going into its second year to escalating tensions with China and Taiwan, with President Xi saying the reunification of China with Taiwan is inevitable. So certainly no shortage of volatility triggers. What is your macro outlook for 2024, your 10,000-foot overview of what we can expect for 2024?
Chaos and confusion.
That's a say-la moment right there. Out of all this man could have said, she said, what's the in a big scale, what's the grand outlook for 2024? Out of everything, he said chaos and confusion.
All right. Chaos and confusion.
It just seems like we're at the precipice of everything breaking down. We have a Fed pal who thinks he's in control of everything, and he's in control of everything until a large sovereign like China releases trillions of dollars or yuan into the marketplace.
Look at his continents.
Europe has to do something.
What'd you say?
Look at his continents.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell he's speaking the truth because it's in his spirit. He's very he has a very somber spirit. But I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
That's it. Because if you look at some of the comments, people saying the same thing. Like, man, we watch this guy. He always upbeat, so on and so forth. You can see it in him. Mm-hmm. So even they saying it, so you can see it. Look at him.
I don't even know this guy. This is my first time seeing when you sent me the video today. My first time seeing him, but you can tell his spirit is troubled.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he got a brother. I think they twins. Grant Cardone. Y'all probably see him sometimes on YouTube commercials. He, selling real estate and shit. But yeah, they know. And the thing is, it might be that they find out these secrets because they're in the loop. But remember, these men have friends who got friends who know things, or just friends who got friends, so on and so forth, who know things. For an example, remember that movie that just came out, Leave the World Behind? The black dude was in the loop because of what? He had a friend who knew something. You don't think these people who in the loop, know these things? And he really can't just come out and say it, but he's telling us a little bit here and there. That's what they do. They know, man.
Right.
I mean, this debt deal they just announced, I was reading through, it's so complicated. It's a promise to do nothing. I just think we're going to see more flooding of heroin all across the financial industry. I call it heroin because it's the best analogy. Junkies either rehab or they die. And this mechanism of being able to print money, it's just too easy. If I was in control, I would print money. Mm-hmm. I would print and I would print and I would print and I would print until the patient is either dead and someone else has to take care of them. I think people are grossly underestimating how long this can go on. And that's true of the Bitcoin community. They seem like, hey, this is all going to end tomorrow. But I think it's very difficult to determine how long a Fed can print. And quite frankly, I think most
I'm about to jump up a little bit.
The population
is this section on the video as let's see, because I know it's one 2024 outreach. I'll let it play a little bit around 8 minutes. Let's see. Hold on.
Really is what leads me to Bitcoin because it takes me to a safe haven.
I was expecting you to say this and still hearing someone like you, someone that is experienced in the world of financing, in the world of macroeconomics, say it so matter of fact that you think we're going to one that is genuinely gets chills down my spine. And we touched on this yesterday and
Important period in time.
you know, Gary, as you say that, I genuinely get chills down my spine. And we touched on this yesterday, and I was expecting you to say this and still hearing someone like you, someone that is experienced in the world of financing, in the world of macroeconomics, say it so matter of fact that you think we're going to have a big war and we may not have elections is a very chilling prospect. So let's unpack that. Let's start off with a war.
If I skipped it, hold on. I'm gonna put this little quick cut. I'm gonna go back to it.
How likely do you think this war is, or a cyber attack, or a major election disruption is for 2024? What kind of percentage would you allocate to that?
I'll be staggered if something substantial, what most people would refer to as a black swan, I will be massively surprised. In fact, I would make a $50,000 to $100,000 bet that sometime between now and August, there is some event that we like, wow, a COVID-19, 9/11 type event. I can't tell you what that's going to look like. Bigger than Ukraine, bigger than Israel, bigger than all the people that are protesting.
See that?
Big.
How likely do you think this war is, or a cyber attack, or a major election disruption is for 2024? What kind of percentage would you allocate to that?
I'll be staggered if something substantial, what most people would refer to as a black swan, I will be massively surprised.
And look, man, from the apostles on down, we've been saying some event coming, especially of Akim Aqua. I've been tuning into the Thursday Live. Some coming, but it is all playing out that it could happen this year though. To push forth, it might not be election. It might stop everything, just like CV has stopped everything. 9/11 has stopped everything. He's saying this one gonna be worse than that. He ain't the only one. Remember, Bill Gates said that we played on the video last week, 2 weeks ago. He said what's coming this time gonna be far worse than it's gonna make CV look like a small event. Come on, man. But
I got
go ahead, you got it.
Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. But he," meaning Jacob, "a remnant of Jacob, shall be saved out of it." All right. Jacob will be saved through a remnant, 1/3. That's Zechariah 13:8. But yeah, it's gonna be there's a reason why his spirit is distraught. And he looked like he just got his ass whooped. When the brother first started, it's like he just got his ass whooped. But he did in the spirit. He got a spiritual ass whooping just from, whatever information he didn't got a hold to. Just like the brother been saying. All right, he's privy to something. He knows something. All right, and it's fucking with him. Mm-hmm. But yeah, brother.
We're gonna move on because we got another vid we can hit, and that could be it. Hitting on the CBDC and Trump because he talking hot. But I put the whole video because the main point is he said he gave a couple predictions of things that could take place, and he was kind of going more in the depth. Man, it's a good video. It's a good video, so check out the whole thing. I put it in the chat. Now it's an hour and 14 long, but the main points is from the time he's starting to maybe around like 30 minutes. You see, then he kind of start going into Bitcoin, But the first 30 minutes of this vid is fire, So go check that out. I threw it in the chat. But again, the main point is this: I run it back. Now listen to what he say. Listen to what he say, And then I play Klaus Schwab pretty much saying, look, it's going to come to a point we might not even need elections. And Klaus Schwab said it, 7 years ago? So we might be to that time. Let's play it back.
What kind of percentage would you allocate to that?
I'll be staggered if something substantial, what most people would refer to as a black swan, I will be massively surprised. In fact, I would make a $50,000 to $100,000 bet that sometime between now and August, there is some event that we like, wow, a COVID-19 9/11 type event. I can't tell you what that's going to look like. Bigger than Ukraine, bigger than Israel, bigger than all the people that are protesting.
Mm-hmm. But go watch the whole vid. He was going to, the blackout, so on and so forth, with Russia and China hitting us. Man, it's a lot. It's a good vid. But let's play this real quick. Now you see this was put out on the 18th. Now this say from Blacklisted News. It says flashback. Klaus Schwab excitingly said elections won't be needed soon. Now I know a lot of people probably think this was just said, but it wasn't. It says a clip is going viral of World Economic Forum ARC globalist leader Klaus Schwab announcing excitingly that very soon digital technologies will mean that you don't even need to have elections anymore. While many think it's from this year's WEF meeting, it's not. It's from a clip from 2017, 7 years ago, 7 complete. Maybe it's just a year. You see? It says it's still creepy though, and provides a reminder of Schwab's mindset, and particularly now AI has advanced so much. So what he was pretty much getting at is like, one, he was telling people as far as you don't have to go out and vote, the AI will be so advanced technology, but let's play. Let's let it play. So I read a little bit. It says Klaus Schwab was speaking with Google co-founder Sergey Brin about AI when he brazenly suggested that it could just replace the democratic voting, which that's what America got. Firstly, Schwab was rattling on, fantasizing about how everyone having brain implants, and him having the capability to read everyone's brains. Oh, that sounds like the MOTB. It says, yes, really, he said that out loud. So technology now and digital technology mainly have an analytical power. Schwab then said to Brin, adding, now we go into predictive power and have seen the first examples. Your company, and I mind you, he's saying your company to this guy. Remember, he the co-founder of Google. So Klaus Schwab telling this Google dude, your company is very much involved in it. So in other words, nigga, don't play dumb. You know what we doing? You know what we doing. And that's one thing they've been trying to do. Esau want to put a C-hip in people so he can know your thoughts, know your dreams. He want to be like the Most High. And I'm going to play the vid because what we reading, he going to say it, but he got that heavy accent. It says he then went on to state, but then the next step, so after that, the next step could be to go into, and look, this is the thing. People already got them C-hips in the brain and in the hands. So we at the next step, really. It says, but then the next step could be to go into prescriptive mode, which means you don't even have to have elections anymore because you can already predict the outcome. The plans for the NWO really already said they don't care or need people to vote no more. Remember, it said he coming down that lamb. He's about to show he a dragon. He don't need to give you a fantasy of you have a vote no more, man. He coming down with great wrath. He ain't got time for that.
That's right.
It says, and afterward you can say who is so like it. Why do we need elections? Because we know that the result will be. He excitingly added with big eyes. Brim just sat there looking dumbfounded. So I'll go ahead and play a little bit of it. So like it. Let me refresh it because it goes straight to the point. watching a little bit of it. And I'm gonna throw this in the chat too, this article. So if y'all want to go back and watch the whole interview with him, you know, is a good watch too. And again, it's from 7 years ago. There you go. But again, it's hitting on the same spirit of what we've been reading. What's coming this year and what this man just said, Gary Cardone, could very well come to pass. That it ain't no more elections. And look, Esau put it in a movie, Purge election year. So come on. But let's play it real quick. We're gonna move on. Wind it down.
So I think it's important for people to be able to have freedom to study, financial opportunity to study, and to get meaning. I think in addition to, work being an important way that, we exchange money and whatnot, people find profound meaning in their day-to-day jobs. And I think that's another important thing for us to preserve.
Okay, I would say this is the key, let's say, message for me, or the hope that we can move from jobs which are meaningless much more to meaningful tasks. And so maybe in the social area, in the cultural area, and that will be the underlying concept for a more humanized society. But I also agree with you, we need, we shouldn't look at individual jobs now. Where do we need 5,000 jobs more and so on? The key is the reformation of the whole educational system, which is completely outdated. Would you agree?
I think there are several systems that we have in place that I think for a lot of understandable reasons, they just have so much inertia, they lag behind. Education is one, and healthcare, honestly, is another. And I don't mean healthcare in the sense of finding the biological roots of disease. I mean, sort of healthcare systems of hospitals and, maybe insurance, be it national or employer or whatnot. These systems are just so deeply embedded from an infrastructure point of view, from a sort of governance point of view, and so forth. They're very hard to transform and to update.
Which I have heard is that technology now is, and digital technologies mainly have an analytical power. Now we go into a predictive power, and we have seen the first examples, and your company very much involved into it. But then the next step could be to go into a prescriptive mode, which means you do not even have to have elections anymore, because you can already predict, and afterwards you can say, why do we need elections? Because we know what the result will be. Can you imagine such a world?
Well, you might then further.
Can you imagine such a world? And again, 2023 is a time like never before, so this might be the time. Now, Elder Tazapah, that was pretty much it. I know we did have this video with the dollar collapsing and Trump saying it won't be a CBDC. And these people made a few good points, but I know we've been going for a little minute, so it's kind of up to you.
Man, you want to save it till next week, or
that's cool.
However you want to do it.
That's cool. I'd take it out the title then, because I know there was speaking on the CBDC. Made some good points, but Trump, he think for those out there, Trump was pretty much saying he gonna take away he ain't gonna allow the CBDC to come to America. But again, whether we hear these things, what he said, we know is according to prophecy, man. We know these things gotta happen. And the CBDC gonna be the way or the first phase to usher in a digital society or system to bring in that MOTB, man. So it gotta come, whether Trump said or not, it gotta come is the point, Because why it's said in the scriptures. You got it, Zaquan.
No, I say this. Trump is a hack. All right. The elite are always gonna give you the opposition. They're gonna control both sides. All right. That's a part of the Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. They control both sides. So don't believe all it. I know brothers are not, but for those of you who may catch this video and you new to this or whatever, or you freshly into this, Trump is a hack. And he's control opposition. He's clearly, for the cause of Israel, and that should tell you everything you need to know about Trump.
Mhm.
And now the brother put in the chat that AI said that Biden's going to win 2024. Who was that? Man, I forget who this was. I want to say Klaus Schwab's son he posted a picture, and there was a bullet hole through a glass next to $47. And of course, everybody knows Trump was President 47. So if Trump were to, even if it was staged, get assassinated, it could set up all of this scenario, as the brother was so eloquently going into with this whole civil war. That could spark a civil war. I'm not saying this is me speaking, all right, as a man, but Trump, yeah, don't believe the Trump hype, all right? Because especially the brother just saying it ain't gonna be no CBDC, or he's not gonna allow CBDC. Well, if he get in office, he will, because he'll be another puppet. The people that run America are very powerful, way more powerful than Trump. And they get what they pay for. All right. All of the politicians are bought and paid for. And if you go back and look at, I believe it's Alan Jackson's Illuminati card game, Trump was pictured, not him per se, but a Trump-like character was pictured on one of the cards to that game. And on that card, it said, "Enough is enough." So these people plan shit out, man, decades, sometimes centuries in advance. You got to know what time you in. Now, you brought that scripture out. The Lord said, I ain't going to tell you when the time is. You got to measure thou the time diligently in itself. So, well, at Great Millstone, we was taught by our elders, our teachers, the apostles, to examine all things through a scriptural lens, all right? That's from how things are done to who's doing it. And everything that's going around us pursuant to Ephesians 5, what's that, 15?
We could probably
Be ye circumspect. Right, you be circumspect through the lens of the scriptures. That's how you are circumspect. You got that out?
Con, I got you. I'll read it for you. It's cool if I start at 14.
I don't care where you start, brother. You
start.
Go ahead, though, brother.
This Ephesians 5:14. It says, "Wherefore he saith, Awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Mashiach shall give thee light."
Mm-hmm.
Verse 15. "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise."
But as wise. And we know, where does wisdom come from? All right, I quoted it earlier. Let me read it this time. Isaiah 33:6. All right. Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." Now, wisdom and knowledge comes from these very words that I'm reading. All right. So, right, as the brother said, be ye circumspect, not as fools, but as wise. Right, because you're looking at everything. We got these glasses up, just like they live. We got these scriptural glasses on, and we see everything as is, not through the deception, not through the lies, but through truth. And it's through truth we come and we do these lessons, all right? And so, right, circumspect means, to be looking around you, all right, through the scriptures. Well, with everything that you see, you analyze it through the scriptures. Trump is a hack. He was just there to give you hope and give you hype and hope. as they do. They did it with Obama, with us. They got niggas with Obama, and now they got you good old boys with Trump.
That's right.
And if he does get elected and get in office, then you're gonna get more of the same. Or they could just assassinate him or stage his assassination. See, we're in the time of lasers, holograms, fake news. It's just, I mean, the deception is unbelievable right now.
And remember on The Simpsons, he was assassinated on The Simpsons episode.
And The Simpsons don't fail.
Right.
The Simpsons is the white boy scriptures. You crackers need to be watching The Simpsons.
They get built up, huh?
I didn't get into the scriptures, but y'all need to be watching The Simpsons because they ain't missed yet.
Okay.
But yeah, and that's because Matt Groening, he's a 33rd. When you get up to 33rd, I believe he's a Matt Groening. I believe he's a 33rd. And when you get to 33rd, you get them secrets. All right, and he's a part of that magic. They for their shit to work, they got to put it out there first. All right, Simpsons is one of the way that they put things out there because it's comical and it's a cartoon. So people just see it and and laugh it off. But they showing you some real shit. So yeah, that could very well be the scenario that he gets assassinated, and then that you saw what happened on Jan 6. So just imagine what January the 6th, that was what 2021, 2020, 2020. So just imagine if he got assassinated. A lot of the crackers would go ape shit. But yeah, brother, you got it out.
Hey, Zaquan, and again too, like I said on that Gary Cardone video, that's one of the things he mentioned. He was like, "Look, what if we don't even make it to the election, and one of these men get assassinated? Man, you know Esau go turn up for Trump. You know they're gonna turn up for Trump.
Yeah.
See, hey, just like with Nero, the Rome was in chaos. That'll happen, man.
Look at that. You sure right, Doc. You sure right. Yeah.
So like it's going to have one more verse. I'll read it for you. I'll read 15 again. Ephesians 5:15 and 16. It says, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." This is the reason. "Redeeming the time, because the days are evil."
That's right. You can speak on it, brother.
So that's why, as the elder was going into, that's why we need to be on point, man. And looking at what's going on, not just around us in, whatever state we in, city, what's in America, but look at what's going on around the world. As Paul said, we know these things coming, so be aware so we don't be in darkness and be caught off guard. And the reason is because what? Redeeming the time, because the days are evil. The time is short. All hell about to break loose, and it could be at any time, any day. So that's why the Lord said, get this info while we can. Check out what's going on in the world so we could be aware and prepared, man, because it's going down. It's definitely going down, But look, I'm gonna put this video still in the chat for those of y'all who want to check it out, because they do give some good information.
That's right. I put it on in there. I'm
gonna throw this in the chat for y'all. Shalom, willing, Oh, look, that's a spirit. 144 comments. Hey, call all y'all got your mouth shot, But it says,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. What you at?
No, I was gonna say for the brothers, that's on the comment board. Y'all putting scriptures and y'all sharing info. The water for that. All right, this is a collective effort. This ain't just about us, because there's no way that we can keep everything straight. What's going on in the world, and. Yeah, we just can't. There's so much going on. It takes a collective effort. So the water for you brothers on the comment board, post the scriptures, and if you post info, if you can, give receipts, because you see how the brother he giving you the sources. All right, he's giving you receipts. The brother Karabad, and the water for that brother, he's a blessing. just to be doing this and have this, you know, it's a blessing, and we really appreciate you brothers, you know, input. All right, it's very well appreciated. So if you do offer any information, if possible, give a receipt, you know, a source, so that we can go back and look at the information, and then might be the source of a future show. You understand? So, you know, it's a collective effort. It just ain't about y'all coming in, watching us, you know, and getting edified, Lord willing, but it's about all of us doing our part. All right. And y'all know that, you know, I wasn't on here about 3 months ago, but things transpired. The brother asked me to come on the show, so I had an obligation. It wasn't him asking, it was the Spirit asking. And I had the answer. So it's the Spirit calling to you brothers, you know, if y'all got info, share it with us, you know, and we will check it out. And like I said, you know, it could be the fuel for a future lesson, you know. So the water to all y'all, my brother up in North Carolina, man, the Habitat, man, Shalom.
John Elder Hawaii, Shalom.
Yeah, that's my brother right there, man. But yeah, you got it.
Khan, Shalom again to all the Akim Aqua who tune in.
All you brothers, man, for real. Come.
You know, who usually tune in, who just tuning in. And everything they would have said is true. Shit, we fighting together. As Yahweh Shah said in John 17:20, we are one. He said, those who push the word, teach the word. He says, that they one with me and the Father, him and the Father, and those who believe on him through the prophet's word. So shit, we all in this together. Shit, us against the world. You know, but we'll end it right there. And I threw that video in the chat. Check that out. There's some good information about the CBDC. Lord willing, you know, we can do a video on it or another brother. But you know, there's been another, you know, session of the Thursday live. And again, a recap: psycho behavior is rising. You see, psycho behavior is rising. Which again, that's going to lead to a lot of chaos. These people are already at their wit's end. And then you got the issue with Texas and Washington at the border, right? Which a lot of states, if Texas you know, do their thing, a lot of states will want to join and then go further break up the government. And again, a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand, man. You see, and again, they talking about events that's going to take place that could derail or even put off the 2024 elections, man. So this is an exciting time. Klaus Schwab, he seconded, you know, right? Where he said it first, that there's gonna come a time eventually when we ain't gonna need to have elections. Well, maybe it's this year. You see, so check out the CBDC video. That's the last link I posted. And again, the water for tuning in. Hey, keep fighting, keep pushing. We're almost out of here, you know. But before we go, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory once again unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you walking Model, who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. Hey, keep fighting, keep pushing, man. The time is short. Keep watching, keep paying attention, and hey, look, man, we watching the Lord's story play out. That's exciting. You don't want to miss no parts of a good movie. You see? So, hey, man, hey, speaking of myself, first and foremost, let's keep paying attention and alerting each other. And Lord willing, share we meet in the cherries, man. But hey, with that, shalom.
Shalom.